I'm going to do a video about lip reading and the misconceptions that people think about lip reading. Understand, only 30% of the English language is read on lips. So, meaning it's 99% guessing game and a lot of fill in the blanks. As an example, I said, "Hi, my name is Abby. I really like to eat cheese. It's good." Yep. So, if you got that, it probably wasn't right, probably wasn't accurate. I don't know, but regardless, it's no good. Don't assume that lip reading is a superpower and that we can see it from across the room and figure out what someone's saying. No, it's not right. Don't assume that all deaf and hard of hearing people can lip read, because not all of us can. Some of us grew up with it, some of us became deaf later on in life, whatever reason it could be. Even if we have some residue hearing, like I do, it's still a challenge to lip read. As I said, it's like a 99% guessing game. You still don't know what's being done, what's being said. Now, here are some tips or suggestions when you're encountering someone that does lip read. Here's what you don't do and what you should do when you encounter someone who does lip read. Don't. I'm pretty sure you don't understand what I said there. Don't cover your mouth when speaking because it's really hard to understand. It's really muffled. Don't look away when speaking because when someone's trying to lip read you, it's really hard to understand. Don't go when speaking because it's really hard to understand what someone's saying. Or don't over-exaggerate your mouth movements because really, no, you look ridiculous and it's even harder to understand. My comment is, you look like a fish trying to breathe air. Please stop. Don't whisper, or don't try to not talk and assume and try to guess what I'm saying because I really doubt you're trying to say something. Don't be in this kind of lighting because it's really hard to understand what someone's saying, and if you're in this lighting, it's kind of shadows over you and you can't really see the person's mouth formation. Don't lip read in the dark because it's really hard to understand what someone's saying because you can barely see what's going on over here. I can't. And I'm the one videoing this. Well, communicate with someone who can lip read is really a challenge because you're trying to understand that person, but someone is chewing. So as you notice, it was kind of a challenge in those situations where the light was shining in someone's eye, it was too dark, and someone was chewing. A little difficult, especially for us when we're trying to lip read you every day. Don't have a lot of facial hair, if possible. If you're working with a deaf and hard of hearing person, please can you try to get the facial hair to a minimal, because having a big, full facial hair right here, you don't get a lot of mouth movements from that. By a window, can you please make sure the deaf and hard of hearing person's in front of that window, not you, because the sun blazes into the speaker's eyes and you can barely see, and it's confusing. Try to have a conversation in a quiet room, or one-on-one, because most of us prefer one-on-one as it's less of a challenge, and if it's a group setting, it will be more like this. And we'll be missing out on a lot of things, and we'll be exhausted by the first 10 minutes of the conversation. So, please provide a quiet room, face the person, talk in your normal voice, and your normal pace. If we ask you to repeat something, please do so, because some words just aren't formatted right. Like, did you get that? Now? I doubt it. When we ask for repetition, please do so. If we say, can you please start from this specific point? Please. If none of those solutions work, there's other ways to communicate. There's writing down, there's phone, texting, there's gesturing, there's pointing, there's even email, and there's VRS, video relay service, or video phones. Or get an interpreter. Rather have a good conversation than a conversation that struggles. So, yeah, these are just a few tips or suggestions on what to do and what not to do when you encounter a deaf and hard of hearing individual who lip reads.